What's up, YouTube? Today we're making a video about sex. And I guess, well, if it's virginity, that means it's not sex. But what really inspired me to make this video is I have a little brother. He's 11 years old, going on 12 in 2 months. And I'm so proud of him. Little brother, he's growing up. He's in 6th grade now. He's a middle schooler. And we just hanging out the other day, kicking it, playing FIFA on timeout. And the birds and the bees come up. So I just plain ask him, what do you know about sex, little brother? What you know about that, man? And if you grew up where we grew up, in the county where we live in 5th grade, they just tell you about sex. Just plain tell you. With sexual education, they just step by step, X, Y, Z, this, that. So me knowing he already took this class this year, knowing he's going to middle school or is in middle school, I just plain ask him, what do you know? And he tells me, he's like, he doesn't want to talk about it. And I ask him why. Right? I'm his big brother. I would assume if there's anybody you should feel comfortable talking about stuff like that, it would be your brother. It wouldn't be your mom, your sister. I would just assume maybe your dad, but your big brother. I'm like, all right, little bro, I ain't gonna press him out. You feel me? Like, there'll be plenty of time to talk about this. It's my brother. But it prompted me to make this video, right? And the reason I'm making this video is really, it made me, reflect on my life, right? The decisions I've made. This is really just me talking out loud, expanding on the ideas I do have about sex and virginity, and just making those ideas more refined. So when I do have this conversation with him, I could put it down in a way he'll understand it and it's comprehensive. And maybe this might help somebody out there too. I'm gonna be straightforward. Stay a virgin. That's what I would tell my brother. If you're young out there, if you're old, whatever, if you're a virgin, stay a virgin. And this isn't to condemn anybody that has had sex, but if you have that, if you're holding on to your virginity, hold on to it for dear life. I'm 27 years old, guys. 27. If I could unfuck all the bitches I fucked in the last 10 years, I would. I swear to God. And the reason being is, I'm not with any of them now, right? I'm not married, right? And that's not to say that I didn't care about them at the time or they didn't care about me. Sure, some of them were my girlfriends, and yes, I grew to love them, but in a lot of those instances, we fucked when we first met. Now, as a human, as a young human, I remember being in 7th grade, 8th grade, you start having them urges down there, the boing, 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 like you start feeling that way. But this is not a story time video where I'm like, so I got shorty in the room, oh yeah, my man's put me on. It's not that. I'm too old for that story time bullshit. I want this to be a comprehensive guide, like a psychology major, I'm talking about an educational video, if you will. Now, I can speak to my own experiences being young, being in middle school and high school, and you face peer pressure to have sex, plain and simple. Now, for one reason or another, I was always told I was handsome. I always received a lot of compliments, but I wasn't the most confident person as a youngin'. I just wasn't, right? Despite whoever had a crush on me and told me, oh my God, you're so cute, I didn't genuinely feel that way, right? To be honest with you, I felt like I was convinced that I was good looking by other people, right? And in that regard, I was a late bloomer. I wasn't confident enough to pursue crushes and girls and women that I liked as a youngin'. I know for young people, including my little brother, you're gonna face a lot of peer pressure. When you're in 8th to 12th grade, everyone else is having sex. Everyone's going out, they hit this joint, she hit this joint, he hit this joint. It's a lot of stuff going on. And I was a late bloomer in that regard. There was a lot of peer pressure around me, but I didn't give into it until I was 17, right? An opportunity presented itself. I was horny, she was horny, I did it. But what I will say is I regretted it. And why I regretted it is because I didn't feel much better afterward. I gave her the greatest 30 seconds of her life. You don't feel triumphant. It's not such a grandiose confetti pop moment. It's just not how it was, at least for me, right? So afterwards, you don't feel that much better. Yeah, it happened, and now you can go tell your boys. Is that why we're doing these things? The reason this is important is because what is better than that feeling, what is better than, conquering that mountain. I don't know how often this happens, but two virgins meet, they do the do, and then they were married happily ever after. Like, that's a storybook ending, right? I wish I could do that. No bullshit. Like, that's amazing, right? So if there's anything I could tell my brother, anybody young, anybody facing peer pressure, even if you're older and a virgin, just hold on to it. Now listen, I would assume as a man, as a young boy like my brother is, the pressures to have sex are a lot more intense than it is for girls, right? Because no one wants little girls having sex, honestly. Like, that just sounds crazy, right? As a father, I don't want my daughter having sex. No. And I know I relate to everyone else. Now, at some point, we all grow up. We get older, right? So if you're not gonna wait till the time you're married, I would just encourage not only my family, my siblings, my children, YouTube, I would encourage you guys to at least save your sexual, what's the word for it? Because I don't want to just say virginity. I would say save your sexual innocence for somebody you deeply care about. Because for a lot of us, we didn't. We lost it to somebody who was also young and just didn't know what was going on. So save all that bottled up energy for somebody you deeply care about. If not, the person you're going to get married to. Now, consider all those points I just made. Consider all that on top of the cons that come with having sex. The likelihood of getting pregnant, STIs. These are serious things that do happen, right? We all hear the horror stories. I just was listening to a podcast and a nigga got HIV from the joint he lost his virginity to. That is crazy. Like, bro, could you imagine that shit? Now, I don't wish that on anybody, and I'm pretty sure that is very uncommon, but god damn. Now, if you were youngin', you 15, 16, and you just trying to fuck some, man, fuck what this nigga talking about. I'm trying to get some ass. This video not for you, right? It's a lot of, I mean, hey, that's what you want, yeah. But this video is for those people that are second guessing themselves. They might be considering the peer pressure. They might genuinely want to hold on to their purity and virginity. Hold on to it, guys. Stay strong. Time out. Now, to wrap it up, to my little brother, YouTube, young people out there, I would ask of you, focus on developing your mindset, right? Because it's going to change, and hopefully it changes for the better. If you can focus on developing yourself, good things will happen for you. I would just encourage everybody to make good choices.